Popped out to the van today, lovely weather, pissing it down as usual. So I'm replacing these old battery terminals because they look absolutely terrible, all rusting. I think that one's actually cracked. So we found some of those on eBay for like £3 or £4 or something, so quite an easy swap over. Can't remember if I said this in a previous video, but it looks like I could probably fit like 3 batteries in here. Probably not going to. I'll likely have 2 and then maybe like the main cut off or something in there. So yeah, there's the negative side done. That one I put in a glove because I didn't want it to short out. That's actually an old one, so need to change that as well. Got a new one on battery, what's this, battery free I think this one is. And then got one more to put on this one here. Finally got the driver's seat off. Just looking at this massive amount of wiring. So this one here is going out to the van. That's all down there. But unfortunately it's intertwined with the rest of the van loom. So I'm going to have to try and figure out if I can get that out. Because I think these pink wires here are what controls the central locking. And they come through this loom, don't even see them, into there. So I definitely need to preserve the central locking part of it. I've removed quite a lot of stuff already. That bundle goes into this white plug here, which is part of the Mercedes loom. So I don't want to just unplug this connector because I don't know what it does. So for now they're just kind of rolled up and left in the seat base. Right, so I think this has now got just the bare minimum needed to run the van and the doors and the lights. So quite helpfully I've got all these plugs to spare that I can use to bring signals or wiring from the rear into the front. So more than likely use it to put some speakers in the rear or something like that. I've got cutouts for the inverter and such, so I will more than likely mount the inverter up on here or something, or maybe that one. But yeah, this is pretty much the, okay, bar 1 or 2 things, this is pretty much the wiring done for the front of the van. So now I can start putting seats back and start putting covers back and get the van back into a at least semi-drivable state. And this is the whole of wiring that I took out. So just that bundle there literally went from there up the driver's side pillar and then back down this one to everything that was at the front of the van. So here's the DC to DC charger fitted. So it's taking power from this top one, which is the starter battery, and then it's obviously it's going into the charger and then out to batteries 2, and once I get it battery free. I do need to add some fuses, but at least my connections are at least working. So I'll need to get a couple of 20 out fuses just to make sure that, well, just protect the device. This has got Bluetooth, so I'll put a screenshot of the actual app that you use to configure the settings and stuff. And that switch there is a remote turn off switch, so I'll see if I can wire that to a switch on this panel or something like that. I mean, I can't see why I would need to turn off this DC to DC charger, but you know. So, as I was saying earlier, I'm definitely going to be mounting that charger on the actual metal box. But once I've done that, I can pretty much put the passenger seat back on. I do need to figure out if I want to have the mains charger charging the rear batteries, or if I want it just charging the starter battery and then use the DC to DC to pull the power from the main, from the starter to the house batteries, I guess you call them. So there'll have to be a mains charger in here as well, but luckily the box is big enough. Definitely need to run those through fuses. Right now it's a bit dodgy, because if anything happens, there's in theory nothing stopping that from you know, fucking up really bad. So we shall find out tomorrow if I come back and the van's just like a burnt out shell. Not gonna lie, that would be very disappointing, to be honest. I mean, not just for the cost of the van, I suppose it'd be a, for lack of a better word, a dream kind of gone as well. Yeah. Anyway. Not gonna lie, it's quite good that I've finally got the well, most of the front of the van back together. Got mats in. I've tried to clean the mats, but they're just, obviously because of their age, they're still fairly stained, but cleaner than what it was anyway. My battery charge is charging away, I guess. Right, this fucking, there we go. So yeah, so next big thing is going to be getting the panels for this. Well, not big thing, but next little thing, I guess, because it is only a panel, is going to be finding panels for this. I've seen these panels here on eBay for about 14 quid or so, which no, it's not too bad. And I think there's an issue with the radio, because some of the buttons don't seem to work too well. Oh, and just when I got to test it, it was perfectly fine. Well, isn't that funny? Yesterday that bloody radio was playing up like mad, so I'll just end up ripping it out. Bit change as well. Probably do is rip that one out and probably put the old switches that were here into there, and then as I probably said in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos, use this to try and get a Android-esque radio, like a nice big doubled in screen radio in here. I mean, obviously the van's not going to be my daily driver, but I need at least, you know, some semi-decent music, because that radio doesn't even have Bluetooth or anything. It's literally just a radio and a CD player. Like, what? Yeah, I lost the bolts to that. Don't you see it? I lost the bolts to that, so I've had to buy some new ones. I mean, they're probably in the van somewhere, but I mean, I don't fancy digging for everything to find it, so they're only a couple of quid, so it's not as if it matters really. Tons of signs everywhere. I mean, I might keep some of them. I mean, this one's probably a good one to have, because obviously, even though I have in theory solved the battery going flat issue, because there's no blooming humongous box drawing power, I suppose it's still good practice to do this if it's going to be left for more than a couple of days.